Keith Lee is limitless. We are Leonless. Cheers, fuckface.
Cheers.
Go.
Hello, everybody, and welcome. I am, as always, Bud Robinson. This is the BREWDCAST, by the way. I keep forgetting about that. And to my left tonight is Town. How you doing, Town?
Toodles. I'm good. Keeping in Japan.
So, a lot of stuff has happened since we last talked a week ago, which we knew was gonna. I mean, we knew that was gonna be the case.
What did you think of Collision?
So, on the one hand, it was a solid show. Like, the matches were good. It was a nice showcase for all the talent that they have, or at least the talent that we haven't seen in a while. Like, who did they have on? Buddy Matthews. Well, not Buddy Matthews, but Andrade, Miro, Punk. It was a great showcase for these guys. But it didn't like. The last match was good. The promo was good, but overall, like, it didn't present any storylines for these guys. So they're just like, hey, Miro's here. And maybe he's doing something.
It was almost like a reintroduction.
Yeah.
To me, it felt like not an AEW show.
It did. Yeah. I was kind of struggling with that. Like, it felt almost like Raw. But not Raw now. Not Raw 2019 even. Like Raw slightly after Attitude Era. I don't know. Like, it had a Raw feel to it. Maybe that's just the red graphics that are fucking with me.
I think the color did that. I thought having the different announcers, and I know I gave Kevin Kelly shit to you, but Taz and Excalibur rock.
So, like,
but here's a caveat.
Go ahead.
Here's a caveat. If that show is going to have different announcers in a different style, that's not bad.
No, not at all.
So that's kind of why I liked it. I think Kevin Kelly's calling style is a little more by the book, where Excalibur is a little more animated. I thought it felt like a completely different show, like a different company. Like, this is a new company. Here we are. We're launching. Yeah, that's almost what it felt like to me.
Yeah, that's a good point. And I was hoping that they would go that route, because I think, like, when you have, like, in the case of WWE, they have Raw and SmackDown. They're not really that different. Like, one's red and one's blue. And other than that, like, the booking is the same. The characters are kind of the same. The matches are the same. And the fact that, like, they have 50-50 booking. So, like, the people who are winning are kind of the same, too. So, like, this is different. Like, ROH is its own show. Collision is its own show. And Dynamite is its own show. Like, they have a definitely different feel.
Pacing felt different. Dynamite seemed to be a little more. I almost think Dynamite's more in-ring work based, while Collision's a little more story driven.
I think. I get. I think I could be wrong here, but I think Collision is more of like Western wrestling, whereas Dynamite sort of follows more of a Japanese Eastern style. I
think that's a really good analogy. I think that's a good analogy. Punk's promo was good. Yeah. Shot at the Young Bucks was funny. They thought it was funny.
Which is good. I appreciate that. And the fact that he took the shot, because it sounded like he was ready to move on, but the fact that he took the shot on camera leads me to believe that they have buried the hatchet enough to start thinking about a program, because they're not going to do it right now. They're already doing other stuff.
I do think that they probably sat down and kind of talked it out.
And if it is the case that the Bucks are the ones that are having the bigger problem than Kenny Omega, then that's a really easy fix. You just give CM Punk a tag team, probably FTR, and you say, FTR, go fight the Bucks for me. You know, like. Yeah. And then maybe at some point in time in the future, you can do a three-man. But, like, you can always put Kenny and CM Punk together. I think that would be a great match.
Punk has to hold together. That's the only thing.
Yeah. Which, for his match this week, and we can talk about this more later, but, like, he was not in the ring very much. And I don't know if that's them protecting him, or if what I wrote was if that's heel Punk shit. And like he's sort of edging towards that, and at some point in the very near future, he's going to switch completely to heel. We shall see. He's
kind of like the anti-AEW guy. So it's going to be really interesting to see.
Which is funny.
Yeah,
because he's like anti-wrestling or something. I don't know. Like
yeah, but that's kind of the way. That's kind of the way it feels.
I think he's playing that. I think you're right.
Oh yeah, I think he's a smart guy.
Yeah,
I thought his return was great. I mean, was what was to be. It was good to see Miro. It was good to see Andrade. That match was really good.
Mm-hmm.
That Andrade match was really good. But I think, like I said, it was having fucking Wardlow lose the fucking TNT belt again.
Get him away. I think Luchasaurus is going to... I think if they're smart, they're going to keep the belt on Luchasaurus because I think it's going to go farther with Luchasaurus because it's essentially like Christian...
But if they were smart, the belt would be around the waist of Powerhouse Hobbs right now.
I mean, that's fair, but they didn't have a program going on. But you have like Christian Cage and this complete sleazy dirtbag asshole.
Such a great heel.
Pushing Luchasaurus into matches. Like, I love that. I love that idea. And I just, as I was watching the his match, I was like, when is he going to turn on Christian Cage? Like, I can see it. I can already see it happening. And not like the gears are turning already, but like, it's going to happen. Because he's pushing his buttons too much.
Yeah, he's going to have to. But...
So do you want to go through the whole card real quick? I mean,
which show?
We got like 3 shows to talk about. Collision. Do we want to go through Collision real quick?
Let's slam through Collision and then Dynamite. What's the other show we have to go through?
Forbidden Door.
Oh, we can talk about that. Yeah, let's do that. Let's just slam through these quick.
Okay, so AEW Collision was CM Punk promo in the beginning.
Great promo.
When he came out with that bag, I thought he had a snake. I don't know why. I know why, because Jake Roberts. But like
yeah, I figured it was the belt. And I'm curious where they're going to go with that because I'm curious. Where he's going is really hard to figure out right now.
I don't think that I think he's setting something up with MJF.
Long term.
I really, really hope that it's not, this is the Collision belt and this is the Dynamite belt because I don't need that shit. I don't like belts. They already have what, like 9?
Yeah, they have too many.
They have too. I don't know if it's too many quite yet, but it's close. It's very, very close. I mean, they do have some belts that are just kind of out there. Anyway, so I have some questions. So first of all, what's in the bag? Because he implies that it's the belt.
It's gotta be the belt.
He never actually says it's the belt. What was the other thing? I thought the I had other questions. When did he sell out the Budokan? He says that he sold out the Budokan. When did he do that?
I don't know.
Is he implying that he sold out Forbidden Door? Which is not in the Budokan. It's in Canada.
Don't know.
I don't think he's ever wrestled in Japan. I'm sure somebody could fact check me on that. I have no idea. The line... well, first of all, he kept saying, "Tell me when I'm telling lies," which is like he said that before he left, right? But also, "The king is back, baby," like that line plus his facial expressions afterwards, just like it made my heart go brrr. Like I was like, we're gonna get heel Punk and it's gonna be fucking awesome.
That's what we need.
Yeah,
if they can get him to be heel, they can find a foil for him. That whoever that guy is just going to get picked right up.
Yeah,
but I don't know who it is. You know,
I mean, Jay White's a good call.
I still don't wonder if, and I think I talked about this when we did the dog collar match, where I said eventually Punk goes heel, and by proxy turns MJF face. Mm-hmm. Because MJF is their most marketable star. It's not even arguable, other than Punk. Yeah. He's the guy. He's the guy. If you could turn him face and keep that like a face rock run kind of where he was still a cock. People just loved everything he did. Like, there's probably a shitload of money there, and that could be the guy for this company. That could be face MJF. Could be that.
I mean, the downside there is that he doesn't want to be face.
No, but so, I think eventually a point's going to come where you have to do it.
Yeah.
So
the next match, well, the first match was Luchasaurus versus Wardlow, which we just talked about.
Confusing.
And then
just confusing booking.
It was. Are you talking about like long term, or just this match in particular?
All of it.
I thought this match was like.
This match wasn't good, but it wasn't bad.
I thought it was good.
I thought it
was two big dudes slapping each other.
I mean, it wasn't anything like revolutionary, but it wasn't bad by any means.
Mm-hmm.
It was very solid. Wardlow's really good in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
They just haven't found a way to get it out.
Yeah,
because he's like this guy who's I beat you up quick, do powerbomb. It's like they're treating him like Warrior and Goldberg.
Yeah,
and the people like that they built up like that, even like to a degree Yokozuna, except the guy can work.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like if we put him in a spot where he actually has to work, he can do some really cool shit.
Yeah.
We just got to put him in that spot. We're not putting him in that spot.
It's true. Yeah.
So that's a little frustrating. And he's playing patty cake with this belt now. It's like if he wins it back, what the fuck are we doing?
I just like I'm with you. Like, don't do that.
No, who cares?
Like, are we trying to like get him to be the most multi-time champion in the company at this point? Like, because this was his third run.
It's a tale of two belts in this company because you look at the TNT, and then you look at the international, and one's really amazing and one's really shit.
Yeah.
And it's just like over the past year, the trajectory's just gone like, opposite of each other.
Wardlow's had the TNT championship for a few months at least. I don't remember when he won it.
But name one memorable title defense.
Yeah. That's my thing. And then
you look at Orange.
Look at TBS. Look at the TBS championship. She won that title, 2 weeks ago? 3 weeks ago? She's already had some banger matches. The match tonight was awesome.
The match tonight was very good. Taya Valkyrie is good.
Yeah.
And I knocked her. And maybe it was just she wasn't wrestling good people because tonight she looked really good.
And I think Chris is definitely like a good foil for her because they're both of similar body types. Like they're both have like similar strength levels. And so I think that they complement each other really well. But we are straying. Then we have Buddy Matthews versus Andrade El Idolo.
Great match.
Kevin Kelly could not pronounce Andrade's last name. He was like El Idolo. El Idolio.
They tried. This was a match I kind of noticed it too. They're trying to do the old face heel dynamic. But they take themselves too seriously.
Mm-hmm.
Like when Taz and Excalibur do it. There's a lot of fucking around, and I think that makes it a little more enjoyable. This is just like Kevin Kelly's trying to be dumb face announcer, and Nigel's trying to be evil heel announcer.
Yeah,
and it's just like
I think have
they worked together before?
I don't think so.
This match was good. This was probably the best match of the night.
I enjoyed the Prism Trap and the Figure 8 call to like their significant others. And I loved that Andrade won with the Figure 8. That was good.
Then he got beat up, and then he's gonna bring people in supposedly to help him.
Ooh, I like
That's
that.
what I read.
That makes sense.
AAA.
He has LIF or LFI behind him, I think.
Yeah.
So that'll be good. Scorpio Sky's coming back. Very happy about that.
I popped for that. He's so good.
He is, and he had such a short run. Like his first, I don't know what happened. Like
he got hurt. I think.
Got hurt. Okay.
And then he got better, and they just didn't have anything for him because it got so compact and smashed. But whatever.
And they kept him off TV, which I'm fine with. Like, I bitched about it when it was happening. Not Scorpio Sky, but other people. But now that they have Collision and they have this extra 2 hours that they can showcase these people on, great.
I'm just curious to see if we're going to keep getting different people on different shows. Because to me, that's going to be like a brand split, but not. Like, can we take this 5 hours we have now and get everybody in those 5 hours and that jam pack? Like, CM Punk's on every quarter hour of every show. Like, no, we don't need that. We need,
right.
Put him there, put these guys there, and kind of let everybody have their spot. Was it weird tonight to see CM Punk and the Elite on the same show for you?
Yeah, a little.
Because I was like, I know the Elite wasn't there, but
it was weird. Well, they will be there at Forbidden Door, so they're going to have to.
I wonder how.
They're going to have.
Again, I'm sure that conversations have been had and people are prepared for this.
Here's hoping, because otherwise, I don't think that there will be another blowout. But then we had Miro versus Tony Nese. Poor Tony Nese. Like, he's good. Like, he's not the best.
He's good, but he's missing something.
I would agree. He's missing something. But like, they just keep feeding him to people, and he has this tag team with him and I want to call him Josh Matthews, but I don't think that's his name. Pretty sure Josh Matthews is an announcer. The big dude with like the
Josh something or other, isn't it?
Oh. Apparently they're also doing a good job with him because I can't remember what his name is.
Josh Harris, Josh Tucker, Josh Salami.
That's it. Right there.
Josh Fettuccine. I don't know.
But like I don't know. It is what it is. I think Josh Woods.
There we go. That was close.
Not Josh Matthews. Josh Matthews is a completely different person. You had fewer syllables than I did.
There you go.
So you're closer to me by the laws of something. So this was a fine match. It was a 3-minute squash match on a guy who should be... Like, I love Miro. Don't get me wrong. But why didn't we send out like a local talent? Why didn't we send out someone who's been at Dark for a while? Like,
those guys are just heat getters at this point.
Which is frustrating.
Cheap heat. They go out there, they get heat. But what more can you do with Tony Nese? You know what I mean?
I don't know, but there's got to be something. Like that's
kind of the problem.
Yeah,
he's on the show. If you bring out a local talent, he's not on the show.
That's fair.
Like Smart Mark Sterling, I love Smart Mark.
Yeah,
he's such a great heel manager. But it's like, how do you get him more involved too? He's never had like a legitimate talent other than Jade. Everybody else he manages is like idiots. So it's just like, I don't know.
Yeah. Agreed.
He's like a bargain bin Bobby Heenan.
I'm sure he gets that a lot. And then we had.
He could be so much more.
He could. Yeah, and I think if he gets people, he's getting people behind him. I think he just needs. He needs that one, like Smart Mark needs that one talent.
Yep.
That's going to lead Ari Daivari and Josh Woods and Tony Nese. And I think that they thought that was going to be Tony Nese. And you're right. Like, he doesn't have that. He doesn't have that charisma yet.
I don't think he ever will. I just don't think it's. I think he's a talented worker. Mm-hmm. What he does in the ring is amazing, but it's just that next level piece is just doesn't click for some reason.
True.
Like in Bell to Bell, working a match, fucking guy's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing worker, but just that it factor isn't clicking.
True.
I'd be okay if it did. I like Tony Nese.
Yeah.
I do like Tony Nese. What was next?
So our next bout was the Outcasts versus Willow Nightingale and Sky Blue.
Sky Blue won. It was crazy.
Sky Blue gave the pin. That was a great finish.
I thought it was great.
I
thought the whole match was fun. I thought the crowd was so behind Sky Blue.
Mm-hmm.
It was one of those things that like WWE never would have done that.
Mm-mm.
They would have had him crush her, like decisively beat her in the middle of the ring clean.
And they would have called her Blue Pants.
Yeah.
Which they've done already.
That wasn't her.
It wasn't her, but I mean, like...
It was the librarian. What was her name?
Oh. I didn't know that was her.
Leva Bates.
Yeah.
It was Leva Bates, yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, this was a great finish. I love seeing the Outcasts and like Willow. I love everybody in this match.
One of the things about AEW that I really appreciate is that heels in AEW can look stupid.
Yes.
And lose.
Yeah.
And in WWE, it never. The faces always look dumb. Mm-hmm. I'm going to jump you with 8 guys, and you have no friends backstage.
Until SummerSlam. Then the face wins. Unless...
But SummerSlam, then you beat up all 8 guys and manage to win if you're John Cena. But if you're Cody, you've got to lose because we got to continue the story.
Well, what I was going to say was, you get to win. Cody Rhodes gets to win at SummerSlam unless the storyline gets leaked. Then they have to swerve the fans and make him lose. Like, because you can't have the fans like know what's going to happen.
Could you imagine if, like, in 1998 when Michaels fought Austin, if Vince was like, we can't have Austin win. The fans know he's going to win. Everybody knew he was going to fucking win.
Yeah.
Was there a doubt?
Yeah.
That was one of the easiest WrestleManias to pick the main event on ever.
Mm-hmm.
Austin had to win, but they still did it, and it still was bigger because you knew Austin was going to win. And that's like a piece of them. That's Vince Russo bullshit. Why are we swerving? We're swerving to swerve. Yeah. That's all we're doing. Well, you never know what's going to happen. You're right, and it all sucks. You do everything bad.
If you order a pizza and somebody shows up at your door with a newspaper, you're going to be pissed because you wanted a pizza.
Hey, what the fuck? You're not going to order from them. You're going to be surprised, but you're not going to order from them again. That is straight from Death of WCW, by the way.
Yeah.
Great book.
Yeah, I enjoyed that book. Anyway. So then we had Ricky Starks announced that he is going into the Owen Hart tournament. Earlier in the night, we had Hobbs announce that he is also going into the Owen Hart tournament.
Did you see what they're gonna have Punk, Samoa Joe?
Mm-hmm. They absolutely are.
That's gonna be great. Who wins that? Do you have Punk win that? I don't think you have Punk win that. But how do you beat Punk?
I don't know. Kick him in the nards.
You can't beat him.
I mean, Samoa Joe can beat him, but like, what do you do with Samoa Joe at the top? Like, either one of those guys, when you put them in the finals, what do you do with them? I feel like Samoa Joe's more likely to eat the pin. I don't know. It's a good question.
Get Punk disqualified, if some screwy happen.
Yeah.
Do you have them both get like a double disqualification? And then that other match becomes like at the pay-per-view or something? I mean, I don't know. It's hard.
Make it a 3-way or something? Hard. Yeah.
Somebody's got to eat a pin. I don't think Punk needs to win the Owen Hart tournament.
No.
And I don't think Samoa Joe does.
No.
Hobbs would be good. Starks would be good.
I don't remember what the tourney is at this point.
I was just looking at it. I think
I'm happy that Punk has a match. I'm sad that it's not Kenta.
Kojima, Roderick Strong, Samoa Joe.
All right.
Juice Robinson, Ricky Starks, Dustin Rhodes, Powerhouse Hobbs. Powerhouse Hobbs is going to beat Dustin Rhodes.
Starks or Hobbs? What? No.
Juice Robinson could beat Starks.
He could.
Roderick Strong's not beating Samoa Joe, and Kojima is not beating CM Punk.
No.
Not fucking happening.
I mean, going through it, like, I think Hobbs is the choice. I think Hobbs is the guy, because Hobbs is the one that has the least going on. Right? Like, Ricky Starks has other stuff to fall back on.
If you make your second round Punk Joe on one side, and then Starks Powerhouse on the other, that'd be pretty solid.
That would be, yeah, because they have history. That's a very good point. I forgot about that. Yeah, and then they haven't been in the ring together since early last year, I think.
Yeah, it's been a while.
When Team Taz split up because of drama. So then we had the Acclaimed and the Daddy Ass promo, which, I mean, it's cool that they got to scissor on the first Collision, but like, what the fuck was the point of this?
We're not doing anything with these guys. Like, we have one of the most popular, organically over tag teams in a long time. Mm-hmm. And we have FTR, and we had to give the belts to FTR, which I'm not opposed to. Mm-hmm. The problem is, you took the Acclaim and you just basically pulled the rug out from underneath them, but they don't have anything to do. They literally have nothing to do. They don't have a feud. they're half feuding for the trios belts, but
I almost wonder if they are floundering right now since the pay-per-view by design, and they're just like leaving them go. But I don't know what they set up with that, like,
yeah, you gotta have something
other than the tree. Like they mentioned in this promo that they were going after the trios belt still, but so then we had Bullet Club Gold with Samoa Joe versus CMFTR. This is an awesome match.
It was a good match. The Joe Punk when they faced off was fucking crazy.
Yes.
I think that's a money match. This match is kind of what I thought it'd be. I figured Juice would eat the pin, and I figured Punk would pin him. It just makes the most sense because Juice is kind of the least over that other crew.
Yeah.
And it's going to hurt him the less. Good for what it was. I have no qualms with anything. I thought, like I said, this was a different show.
Yeah.
It felt different. It didn't feel like any other AEW show, which is
good.
Because
it makes them distinct.
If it was just Dynamite for 2 more hours, it'd be like, fuck.
Yes. Which is what WWE does. Like, that's what Raw is compared to SmackDown. It's just another 2 hours of wrestling. Whereas now we can say, okay, well, I'm not really feeling Dynamite tonight. I'll watch Collision tomorrow. That's not enough days, but you know what I mean.
Good. Let's just make shit up. That's good. I like that. Let's move to Dynamite. Huh?
Dynamite. So just quick thing. Somebody on the subreddit, Squared Circle, posted a picture that was left on their seat. A picture of a thing that was left on their seat. It's from the Ass Boys. And it says, "Dear," I'm not going to read the whole thing, but it says, "Dear devoted gun fan, blah, 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 blah. We really love you. Thanks for supporting us. We're going to go over the Hardys, blah, 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 blah." And then it says, "We appreciate your boundless admiration for us as wrestlers and as the modern men we are. For that reason, we know that you will refrain from participating in any chanting of Ass Boys tonight." Like, they wrote this whole formal letter. I'm guessing they put it on all of the chairs. It's just fucking hilarious. I love it.
They are...
they're on fire.
They're another team that's just fucking hitting it out of the park. Hitting it out of the fucking park. It's amazing when you give these tag teams a chance and don't just split them up right away what happens.
Yeah.
Because if they were in WWE, they would have been split up 3 times already.
Yes. What? You lost 3 matches in a row. We're split up now. I hate you, and I'm going to beat you up.
We're going to fight. I'm going to destroy you. We're never going to talk again.
And then we will pretend that there was never a tag team.
Then 5 years from now, we'll reunite.
That's right.
And make a big deal about it.
And make it, for a retro Raw or something stupid like that. So the Hardys versus the Guns was the first match.
Loved it.
Holy shit.
Loved it.
It was an amazing match.
The ending was great.
Starks comes in, FTR comes in, CM Punk comes in, and then they set up the match for Collision, which is pretty cool. And then we had, okay, so Town, I'm gonna have to maybe upset you a little bit. I was super looking forward to Jeff Jarrett versus Mark Briscoe. All of the shit that we've sat through with Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal and all that shit. Even when they had a very focused program with Mark Briscoe and all that, an end. All of that was shit and annoying and frustrating to sit through. This was the payoff. Watching Jeff Jarrett get beat in his own match in a fucking circus was totally worth it. I loved it.
And he put him over. Yeah, I watched this match.
Mm-hmm. Good.
And I smiled. And I had fun.
It was fun. It was hilarious.
And it was a very fun match. Mm-hmm. It was very well done by 2 guys who completely understand the business. Mm-hmm. And the right person won. Mm-hmm. I didn't need to see Karen. But whatever. But this match had everything. This match was just... It was a goofy-ass sports entertainment match. Mm-hmm. But it was a fucking blast.
It reminded me of Cardona versus Janela that we watched all of those months ago. Just... more and more people came out. It was a circus,
an overbooked circus.
Yeah, and I love it. I loved it.
I enjoyed it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I enjoyed that match. I'm completely on board with you. And Jarrett, I've given Jarrett a lot of shit, but he's putting people over and he's doing what he needs to do. And I think kudos to him because he has some star power.
All right, and I
not as much as he thinks.
I do need to point out that we are seeing a new star emerging in Papa Briscoe. Choke slamming. What was it? Jay Lethal through a fucking table. I laughed so hard. Get off the table. Oh, that was great. So then we have the promo with Takeshita and Callis with the Bullet Club. Nope. Blackpool. They have very similar acronyms. I still think Mox, like, this just reinforces it. Every time that Mox gets on the mic or says something into a camera, he's the best. I'm sorry. He's the best promo. Maybe aside from Eddie. Like, those two go neck and neck for me every time. I think they just have different styles.
They're so unique. They don't have to do the tropes.
Yeah.
I still think in terms of crowd reaction, nobody can touch MJF right now. But Moxley and Kingston do... They have so much more depth.
They're deeper, and their
promos convey more emotions.
They're more modern, I guess, because like MJF's promo is very like 80s, 90s, like heel heat
with some smart mark bullshit in it.
Yes. With mentions.
Yeah, and Kingston and Mox are they're right at the top of the heap.
Mm-hmm.
I would put Jericho up there too. Jericho can cut a promo. Sting. Yeah. And also cut a promo.
Which is, yeah.
You forget that because he's 62.
And he doesn't get on the mic very often. When he does, it's memorable.
He knows how to deliver.
I very much enjoyed him putting his arm around Jericho's neck tonight.
And
Jericho's like, don't touch me.
He's cussing at me. Don't be cussing at me.
I love Sting.
I do too.
And Jericho.
He's gonna retire. He's gonna retire at Wembley.
I think so. I think you're right.
And it's gonna suck because I love Sting, but it's time.
You know, and it doesn't mean he can't. It doesn't mean he can't be in the business anymore. Like he can still make appearances, but like he doesn't have to be on every week or every other week. I don't know how often he's on, but so the next match was Les Suzuki Gods, which I love, but I love that name. Jericho Guevara, Minoru Suzuki versus Action Andretti, Darius Martin, and AR Fox. I was
good match.
Very happy to see Minoru Suzuki.
He's always fun.
Yeah, because they hadn't announced anything with him yet.
I thought this match was an extended squash, but it wasn't an extended squash because they got a lot of offense in, but you kind of knew what the end result was going to be.
Yeah.
So
yeah. And then from that, well, we haven't gotten that far. Oh, yes, we have. They set up Sting and Darby and whoever, but they're not going to tell us until Collision.
Buddha! No, it's not going to be Buddha.
I don't think so. Although, you know, he hasn't had a final match in like, I don't know, 3 months, 4 months?
Jushin Thunder Liger.
He had like 7
Who's it going to be? I don't even know.
Jushin might make sense. I don't know. That's a good question. I have no idea. It would be in Canada.
Maybe it'll be former WWE wrestler Kato.
You know what? That's probably it.
Do you remember Kato?
Not really.
Kato was supposedly an Asian martial arts master.
God, yes.
I think he was a white guy from Minnesota.
He looked like, if I'm remembering,
they tanned him a little bit.
If I'm remembering him correctly, he reminded me of Kato Kalin of OJ fame. It's been a while though.
He wore a mask.
Oh, he did? Okay, well, never mind then.
Yeah, he wore a mask, and he teamed with another Asian guy that I can't remember. But yeah, no, then when that was Paul London, and then when the Max Moon thing didn't work and Conan left, they made him Max Moon.
Oh, jeez.
So he went from Kato to Max Moon. It's like, what, that poor bastard.
WWE, you are something else, aren't you? Then we got our... Wait, where the hell am I? Okay, Jericho promo. Then we had the Blind Eliminator Tag Tournament, which they didn't really explain very much to us until later in the show. So this promo, like this segment, sort of felt
it was weird. It was setting up something else.
Yeah, I suppose that's true. And then we have the Elite calling on Eddie for the 5-on-5, and Eddie's like, "Hey, I'm gonna pick the last guy," which I'm very happy that he did. And then we have the Adam Cole in-ring promo with MJF, which we didn't know, like, because he calls out MJF, but we didn't know that to begin with. This was also an amazing promo.
I love the way that Cole gets under his skin when they were when they got announced, when Shivani announced they were a team. The way they both responded was heel. It was heel double response.
Shut up, Shivani!
Yes, I feel the same way.
That was awfully weird.
And I'm sitting there like, I know they're not going to do it, but heel Adam Cole and heel MJF trying to somehow work together and not getting along, but acting like they do and like just egging each other on would be amazing. It would be amazing.
I would love it if they were like, I would love them just as like a heel stable or a heel team. I guess there's only two of them. That's not really a stable.
They'd have to have that friction,
but like, yeah, I
because they're better when they're not happy with each other.
Yeah.
This interests me because it's like they're going to the classic WWE. Oh no, look at these two guys that can't ever get along together, and then they win the tag team championships.
Yeah.
Like these two should not win the tag team championships. So
I don't know. I could see it.
What would it do?
There's other teams that would deserve it better, but I think that you could have.
Do you want to have FTR drop the belts?
A short run. I mean, that's a good point. FTR would have to drop the belts to them, and I don't really want that.
No.
If you like had them on somebody else, no, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, it would be cool to see them as a tag team for a while, but you are right. It doesn't make any sense to pull it off of FTR. FTR is better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see what happens.
I liked the Shut Up Shivani thing.
That was fucking fun. That was when it started.
Yeah.
That was when they were both healing it up.
Yeah.
It was great. Adam Cole's a great fucking heel.
He is. And it's like, yeah, he just is. So the next thing was Orange. Let's call him Orange County. Orange Cassidy and Shibata versus Garcia and Zack Sabre Jr.
Zack Sabre and Orange Cassidy need to have a singles match. I'm stoked for the 4-way. I don't think Orange Cassidy loses that match. I just can't see it.
I mean, the only person that you would put it on... It doesn't make a lot of sense to put it on Zack Sabre Jr. I mean, maybe. They're not going to put it on Shibata. You put it on Garcia. I think that makes the most sense.
Yeah, but I don't think they're going to do it.
Yeah.
I think it's Orange. I think Orange is going to lose that. It's going to be a big deal when he loses that. It should be. And it should be like when Bret Hart lost to the British Bulldog in Wembley. That's what we need. We need that surprise. This match could have gone either way, but the other guy got it, type of thing.
And then what I want immediately afterwards, I want Orange Cassidy to get on the mic directly after the match and just say, I'm going to go take a vacation. And then he just hops in Sue's van and they drive to like Mexico. And that's the last we see of him for like 3 months.
Yeah. I don't think though. They're gonna want him back fast.
Yeah.
Because he's providing too much. His matches are so fucking good, but you have to have something for him to do, and you can't just throw him back into that international title. You have to do something else.
I disagree. I think, first of all, like I get that
if you're going to bring him back for the international title, then you have him out for a couple months, for like 2 months.
I think that the angle that they're pulling, where he's injured, there's some legitimacy to that. Whether he's actually injured or not, I don't know, but like he's putting his body on the line every week, sometimes twice a week, 3 times a week, and like that wears on you. And I think as a wrestler, you need to go take time off.
Yep.
And I think when he comes back, he'll be a bigger deal. Like after 3 months gone, the first time you hear that intro to Jane,
I'll be stunned if they keep him off that long. I could see
they could kick him off for like 2 months and then bring him back as a contender to MJF. Why the fuck not? Because at this point,
to see that.
I think he's earned it, at least as a contender. Maybe not the guy who takes it from him, but
no, not unless he gets. He's always on the cusp of like being that guy where he's different enough, he's unique enough, he's got enough of that like charisma that he could just flip everything and suddenly he could be more attaching rockets to this guy and going.
Yeah.
He's always on that, but it's just like we're like right on that line, and we keep like we're just like a little above it, but we need to like shoot way above it. So
remembering, like, in this moment, I can't think of anybody, but like WWE had that a lot, where they would have a guy who looked like he was going to be the next world champion, but they sat on him and they slept on him for years, you know.
Eddie Guerrero.
Guerrero's a good point. Yeah. Guerrero's a good one. And just
Benoit would be another good one.
Yeah.
Kane, Rob Van Dam.
Because
there's a lot of those.
A lot of the difference, of course, is that like AEW knows better. Because you can do that, you can't wait too long. Like you can sit on them, you can have them do other stuff, but if you wait too long, then they're gonna
the door's not open.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I love Orange Cassidy, but telling me that he should beat MJF. It'd have to be something really, you know what I mean? It'd have to be really well done.
Mm-hmm.
It'd have to be really well done. What was next, bud?
Statlander versus Taya Valkyrie in an 8-minute and 54-second banger of a match.
It's a good match. It was a good main event.
Mm-hmm. And Chris really pulled out all the stops on this one, which was
cool.
And
I thought Taya looked really good too.
Absolutely.
I've been a little down on her,
mm-hmm.
but from what I've seen, she's just been. This was good. I hope this feud continues.
Yeah. Yeah, I would be fine with that. And then I burped into my arm. So this was, after that, we had the Eddie Kingston bit where he got face-to-face. Well, he went out and he's talking about the Bucks and how much he hates them, but he hates Claudio more and blah, 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 blah. And then Mox comes out. He's like, Mox is probably angry with me. Mox comes out and he says, you know, they start exchanging words. And then he's like, I don't need this shit anymore. Ishii is my guy. And then Ishii comes out, which I popped for. That's a pretty good get. We hadn't seen Ishii on the card yet, and I'm happy that he came out. And then we had gang warfare, and BCC got the upper hand, and then Okada came out.
That was fucking crazy.
That
match needs to go last.
Mm-hmm.
It may not, because they may put Kenny Omega last, but that match is like, holy fuck.
Answer me this question.
Yes.
Because my perception is maybe different than yours, but I'm curious to know what you think. Do you think Okada's pop was bigger than Punk's? The first pop of Collision. I think it was damn close. If it wasn't bigger, it was close.
It was close. It was a huge pop.
It's a different thing, right? Because we knew that Punk was coming out.
Yeah, we didn't know.
Chicago.
You kind of knew that Okada was coming though if you paid attention.
You did, but you didn't. But like
the pop was insane.
I was very happy.
That face off though, that's like
mm-hmm.
That's like a wrestling fucking dream match. That has to go last. There's like no way it can't.
Mm-hmm. I'm looking forward to Forbidden Door.
That's the match I think I'm most hyped for.
Mm-hmm.
You want to go right into Forbidden Door?
Let's go. we're just getting it all.
I've got an interesting question to pose to you after that.
Okay.
Tony's got a legitimate wrestling question.
I have some shit here, but it kind of gets answered in the matches. So the matches that we have currently signed at Forbidden Door. You have the pre-show, which is Athena versus Billy Starks for the Owen Hart Cup tournament for the women's side. First round match.
I want them both to win.
Okay.
But I think Athena probably, right?
I think Athena. I don't think they're strapping any rockets to Billy Starks right now. They made a big deal of her when she came in, which is cool. But she hasn't gotten a ton of TV time. Unless she's on ROH, that I don't know. Yeah.
Athena.
And then we have Kenny Omega versus... This can't be in order because this is silly. Kenny Omega versus Will Ospreay.
I might have one in order. Let me look.
Okay.
Moxley, Claudio, Blackpool against the Young Bucks, and Kingston and Ishii. What do you think?
I don't know. I could see the Elite taking it.
I think the Elite need it.
And then moving on. Right? Because
I want Blood and Guts.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Well, maybe we're not going to get Blood and Guts.
God, I hope so, though. That would be awesome.
If maybe Blackpool wins and then we go to Blood and Guts.
How did they do it last year? I don't remember who won the, because they did a
They did
similar
the
thing
Anarchy
last
in the
year.
arena. They did the Anarchy
That's
in
what
the
it was,
arena.
yeah.
And then the bad guys won, and then they did Blood and Guts, and the good guys won. That's when Claudio got the win instead of
Eddie. And that's where this all started. Yeah, I would say, I would agree. I think the Elite need it more. Sort of.
Tony Storm against Willow Nightingale.
Oh, that's
Storm's
not on my card. I got mine from Wikipedia. Yeah, yeah.
Tom got his from a reputable source, Lords of Pain. Tony Storm, I think, is going to win that.
Yeah.
But that could be a good match.
Mm-hmm.
Punk.
Both of those are good. Both of them are good, like powerhouse wrestlers. I love the fact that we have this swath of women's wrestlers who aren't just one style of wrestling. I thoroughly appreciate that.
That's why Ripley is kicking ass so much in WWE. Yeah. Like, she is just unfucking fire. Punk versus Kojima.
Punk. Like,
Punk's got to win.
Unless there's some kind of fuckery, like, I don't know how you put Kojima, because how do you ignore Samoa Joe versus CM Punk?
You can't. It has to be. IWGP World Heavyweight Championship, Sonata versus Jungle Boy Jack Perry.
I mean, Jungle Boy's not going over. I don't think.
No way.
Because they would essentially lose him, and I think NJPW is more. They want Sonata. Like, Sonata's their guy right now.
Yeah, and Sonata needs to win that match.
And I think
losing that match is good for Jungle Boy, as weird as that sounds.
Mm-hmm.
I think he needs some momentum to just pull that switch. He's got to go heel for a little bit.
Do you think Hook is going to? Do you think that's going to happen during this match?
I think something will happen and it'll make Jungle Boy mad, and then it'll be like a slow.
You think? Okay.
Yeah.
I could see them turning the switch, but like, yeah, slow makes sense too.
All right, Will Ospreay versus Kenny Omega, United States Champion.
Who won the last one? I assume Omega won the last one. I think that's how he got
Ospreay. I think Ospreay is going to win.
I think he is, and I think it's going to be.
And I think it's going to be one of those good faith things. Like, hey, we're going to keep doing this. It's not just going to be our guys winning. We're going to let you. We're going to. Here it is. Because that's a big win for Ospreay.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
But it's also like, Ospreay and Omega have history.
Yeah.
Even though they don't have a ton of matches between each other, but I know that they've worked together in the NJPW, and like, yes, it will, and that's fine with me. This is a pretty stacked card.
Yeah, that's going to be good. Like, I'm excited for this whole show.
Mm-hmm.
AEW World Championship.
Oh,
Tanahashi versus MJF.
Also going to be an awesome match. I mean,
but MJF has to win.
MJF's going to win. It would be cool to see Tanahashi win, but he's not going to.
No,
I think he went out there to throw. I think Tanahashi's going out there to have a good match. I don't think he cares if he wins the match or not.
No, I would say it's. Then the last one is Okada versus Bryan Danielson, which is going to be. I don't know who's going to win, and I don't think I give a fuck. I don't think it matters.
It's true. Yeah, I think that's the upside to not having a title involved is that you can let either one of them win, and it does not matter. You can go to a time limit draw if they want to, which might be the way they go.
Yeah, I mean that pop tonight when those two went face to face, you just fucking felt it. Like that was one of those moments. That was like fucking Hogan Andre, where you're just like, oh fuck, here we go. Good. Very good.
You didn't touch on. Oh no, we did. We did that one. No, the Jericho, Guevara, and Suzuki versus Sting, Darby. And
that one wasn't on my list. That's why. And we also got to talk about the 4-way for the. We'll do the 4-way Orange Cassidy one. I think Orange Cassidy's going to win, as we talked about. Yeah. I think it's just the smartest thing. But I wish he was fighting. It was just him and Sabre. Mm-hmm. Because I think that would be just a bonkers fucking match.
Don't know why they didn't do that. I think
they're trying to get guys in the card. They're trying to get guys in the card.
Yeah, but they could have paired these two off. Like, I suppose that, I mean, like, you only have so much time. And
I
those,
think that's the problem.
I think Orange and Zach would have a long match, a good match. Katsuyori and Daniel would have a long and good match. So, like, other people got to get on that show.
Yeah, you can't do it. So they got to have a way to do that. The triple threat. I think Jericho's going to win. I think Jericho's going to win, and that's going to be kind of the caveat for Sting to call him out and have that retirement match.
I could see that. I do wonder if this is when Guevara walks away, because it looks very much like when he came out tonight, he just looked bored. He was like, I don't want to be here. And maybe that was just my perception of him, but he seemed like he was playing the part
I'm sure that was done on purpose.
Child who didn't want to be there.
Yeah,
because he didn't even have his music. Last year he had his music. This year he did not.
Yeah. I have to see. That's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good point. I don't know. I'm excited for this show.
And that's it. We somehow fucking made it.
We're still... Okay, Town's got a question for you.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the hypothetical I was thinking of today.
Mm-hmm.
They talk about wrestling Mount Rushmores.
Okay.
Okay, and if I asked you yours, it would be like, oh, well, you got to put Austin, Hogan, da-da-da-da-da-da, guys like that. I don't want that. I'm asking you your Mount Rushmore professional wrestling, like your personal one for guys that for you like, but maybe necessarily weren't guys that everybody else was into. So not like the Hogans and Austins, like the guys that you look at and you're like, these are my guys.
Yeah. I mean, as far as like guys who changed the business.
Doesn't even have to be just guys you like, guys that brought you back, guys that made you happy.
Rob Van Dam would be there 100%. New Jack would be there for a similar reason. He brought something to ECW that I had never seen before, and just like I loved his shit. It was just fucking bonkers. Like it was almost deathmatch, and I'm sure he did deathmatch stuff, but like when he had a hardcore match in ECW, it wasn't always that graphic. Omega, 100% Kenny Omega, and Eddie Kingston. I don't have a lot of like in between. Like there's the 90s ECW guys, and then there's now, and I don't really care about the in between.
Here would be Towns. The first one I would put on there would be the Big Boss Man, because I was a huge fan of his as a kid. I just loved his shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I always thought he was a guy that if he got like a little bit more, he would have been really, really good. Orange Cassidy, obviously, because he made me love wrestling again, as weird as that sounds, will be on there. So Boss Man Cassidy, it's hard. It's very hard. Like you want to say like Austin or like Mick Foley. I think maybe Terry Funk.
Oh God, yeah, Terry Funk.
I think Terry Funk will be on mine because that fucking dude was everywhere and did everything everywhere. And my last one
for like 1,000 years.
My last one would be my favorite wrestler when I was like 94, 95, Dean Malenko.
Oh, good. No, what? This shocks
Love
me.
Dean Malenko. Love Dean Malenko. He was such a good fucking worker. He was so good. I fucking love Dean Malenko. I think that would be mine. Dean
Malenko got slept on, too.
Which is just a very weird mix of people. Bossman, Orange Cassidy, Dean Malenko, and Terry Funk.
They're not, though. They're all amazing. I'm not surprised that you... Except for Dean Malenko. Dean Malenko kind of surprises me. Because you don't seem like the kind of guy who would be into, like...
Dean Malenko. I love Dean Malenko. He was my favorite fucking...
Submission.
I used to watch the Nitro for Dean Malenko. Then when he wrestled, I turned it off and went back to Raw. I'm not even, like, it's not even an exaggeration.
I enjoyed his matches. Like, I never out loud said that I liked him because I'd never thought of him that way. But he was amazing.
Something that was so different to that cruiserweight division, and he was so fucking technical and good.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always loved technical wrestling for some reason. Like Steamboat, his whole technical matches, or like Bret Hart. Like, that shit's always amazing. Or even, like, Zack Sabre now, but I like, watch Dean Malenko, I'm like, this fucking dude's not big, but holy shit, is he fucking good.
Yeah.
And Boss Man's a gimmick just because he's the Boss Man, and Orange, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And Funk I think Funk mostly because he made so many people.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think ECW gets to the same level without him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think, like, he came in the Attitude Era and he made a big difference. And then in the dying days of WCW, he was actually one of the watchable things. So he just had a really bizarre fucking career.
He did. And he's just an amazing, he is. I was trying to remember that. He's just an amazing talent because he's one of the few from his era who actually appreciated what it was like to, like, what it was about to bring up the younger guys.
Yep.
Because a lot of the guys around that time were just about
themselves.
Which is understandable because it was, as a business, it was cutthroat. But Terry Funk didn't think that way. And I appreciate that about him.
That's what I appreciate about him, too. He was just his shit was good. He put over a lot of people. He made a lot of people, especially in ECW. You know?
That's true.
Yeah. I'm Mount Rushmore. Some of Leon's would be like, what, Kali?
Don't forget Satnam.
Giant, Silva, Satnam Singh, and...
Andre. You can't forget Andre. No?
Giant Gonzalez. Tall man do bad chop. Good match.
I kind of want to, like, make a t-shirt for him and, like, send it to him. That might be too much effort. That might be too mean. It would be funny though. Yeah.
Hilarious. I'm excited for the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
I'm excited for Saturday. I'm excited to see how the show goes. Collision.
And then a week from tomorrow. You know what happens then?
Video game. I already pre-ordered it on my PS5.
I did too. I finally pulled the trigger. I got it for PS4. I was gonna do it.
You can't pre-order it on Steam yet.
No.
I'm probably gonna buy it on Steam too.
I want to, like, I've always played my wrestling games on, like, consoles.
So have I.
So, like, it was a bit. I know that I will eventually, especially, like, because the modding community isn't going to be there right away. But I'm sure I'll hop on the PC bandwagon at some point.
Yeah, I just wanna. I got it for the old PS5. We'll see how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited for it. I think it's gonna be. From the shit I keep seeing, it looks really fucking good. I mean, it looks like those old 64 games.
I mean, it does look really good. Don't get me wrong, but I've seen some renders of, like, some of the models, and I'm like, who the fuck is that? Like the one for Eddie Kingston. Eddie Kingston.
It looked really bad, but they updated it.
That's good.
A lot of them that you saw were before everything was fully rendered in.
Okay.
So it was kind of like a beta version of it where they're trying to make sure the game runs, and they upgraded the graphics.
Good.
So, because I saw one Eddie Kingston that looked like absolute shit. But
so hopefully they didn't keep that one in. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. God, so much fucking wrestling.
Yes.
And then next week.
How the fuck are we gonna make it next week? We're gonna have to talk really Excalibur fast. This was great. That was great. This sucked. That sucked. Fuck Jeff Jarrett.
And if we cover Rampage, it'll be a 2-hour show, which I'm happy we don't normally do.
And we don't talk about Rampage very much.
No, not very much happens usually. That could change.
I'm hoping more stuff starts to happen.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
I think so. Okay. Can we go to bed now?
Yeah, I think we covered everything.
We're
sleepy. Bud, go bed.
Bud, go beddy bye. Bed, very sleepy. Town, nighty night. Bud, sleepy time.